This week we're in beautiful Montebello, Quebec for the launch of the brand new 2022 Subaru Forester. And apparently it was almost 25 years ago in 1997 when the first launch of the Forester happened here in Canada. Unfortunately, I wasn't invited.
Graham was.
Graham was invited?
Graham was invited.
Huh. Let's roll that tape.
You know, the Forester has the potential to make a huge impact on the compact sport utility market. It's got a proactive as opposed to reactive full-time four-wheel drive system. It's roomy, and above all else, it's been very well thought through. Now, for you fishermen, don't leave home without Forester protection. It'll keep you safe from black flies, mosquitoes, CRVs, and RAV4s. CRVs?
Ah, that Graham, a real funny guy. But let's quit with the comedy routine and meet the brand new Subaru Forester and its new sibling, the Wilderness. The Forester is the newest Subaru to sport the Wilderness badge. You may remember we drove the new Outback over the summer, which included the first Wilderness trim. In short, the Wilderness had a more rugged design, more off-road abilities, ground clearance, etc., and lots of mechanical tweaks. And now we have the Forester Wilderness.
The Forester in general is a great family car for, Canadian winters and Canadian adventures. And now with the Wilderness, we're basically able to offer a model that's got more rugged capability and a little bit more aggressive styling for those adventures that, are a little bit further off the beaten path. The exterior styling is very different between the two. So for the 2022 Forester, the entire model line is a mid-cycle refresh. So it's got a new front fascia, new bumper, a little bit bolder styling. It's also got improved refinements. The suspension's been retuned for better ride quality. The Wilderness, it's got a more aggressive design. It's got more rugged-looking front bumpers that are actually practical. They help with scratch resistance when you're off-road. With the Forester Wilderness, it's not just cosmetic. There's a lot of mechanical upgrades as well. It also has increased ground clearance, so you can go over taller obstacles, and all-terrain tires as well. It comes with skid plates as well, so there's an engine skid plate and a rear differential skid plate for that peace of mind when you're on the trail.
Back when Subaru was described as a niche player, I used to teasingly describe that niche or the demographic as Canadians who wore Tilly hats and sandals and socks. Not that there's anything wrong with that. However, as we all know, you shouldn't be driving with sandals, socks, or no socks. But I digress. I don't know about you, but everywhere I go now, I see more and more Subarus on the road. So it sounds like it's time to say goodbye to the niche label and hello to new customers.
I've been with the company for 20 years, so things have changed a great deal. Our product lineup, for sure, has changed over the years. When I started, the sales, I think the units were probably around 15,000 per year, and now we're up approaching 60,000. So there's been a lot of steady growth over the years, and I think a lot of it has to do with the product. So a lot of diversity in our lineup, and customers are responding.
The interior is definitely a step up from the previous model, and the Wilderness has its own unique look and feel. Very comfortable two-tone seats, lots of easy controls on the infotainment system, and you just have to push a button and you flatten the seats for lots of good cargo space. The 2.5-liter boxer with 182 horses and 176 pounds-feet of torque may not sound like much, but the power is very smooth, and yes, that's even with a CVT transmission. Never my first choice, but it certainly shouldn't be a deal-breaker with a Forester.
Our bread and butter is obviously our SUVs. That's what most of our customers want, but there are niches within our customer base that want our performance cars as well. So we have our WRX and BRZ, and now we're moving into electrification, so it's an exciting future for Subaru.
This company now has something for everybody, and this new Forester is another example as to why sales continue to rise. Love the vehicle and the Wilderness counterpart, and would definitely put it on your shopping list. Now, let me clear up one thing here. I remember when this vehicle first came out, and the Outback, they were called wagons back then. Check that, and they're still wagons in my books, even though everybody calls them SUVs. One more thing before we go. You'd love to hear back from customers. Well, we heard on this shoot that the snowbird herself, Anne Murray, I'm a big fan of hers. Well, we heard on this shoot that Anne Murray bought a Forester back in 2017. She now lives in beautiful Nova Scotia, and she wanted us to know she loves her Subaru. So there you go. That's it for now. We'll see you next time out as we continue to bring you more stories about cars and the people who drive them. So here's the question. Where were you 32 years ago? I know some of you weren't even a glint in your father's eye. As for me, well, I was in diapers, but found time to get Motoring TV off the ground. And today I like to think we've got one of the best automotive video libraries in the world. If you agree, please give us the thumbs up and also subscribe. We'd really appreciate it.